Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator, and today we are reviewing yet another aircraft. This is going to be the Big Radial's P-40 Tomahawk. This is the P-40 Bravo, and we are here at Wheeler Air Force Base in Honolulu. Now the reason why I chose Wheeler Air Force Base is this is actually where the P-40s that were so famous from World War II that shot down the Japanese aircraft at the attack of Pearl Harbor were stationed out of. Now, they were at another airstrip that was used as a practice range, gun range. I wanted to fly out of there. Unfortunately, that airstrip was abandoned many years ago and has become run down and basically is no longer in existence. So that's too bad, but it's the way it goes. So, but they were stationed actually out of Wheeler Air Force Base, so, you know, we're going to show ourselves a little nostalgia. Obviously, the first thing we'll do is we'll run through an exterior texture review, go to the interior textures, and then we'll take her up for a spin. So let's get on with the review. So first thing right out of the gate, the external textures I think are absolutely fabulous. I really have no major complaints here. The weathering on the aircraft and the show of age is very, very well done. Everything from the wear and tear on the leading edge of the aircraft or the leading edge of the wings going all the way around here. You can see the weathering on the numbers and the emblem, the exhaust stains on the side of the fuselage, the nose cones torn up. She's really showing her age here. Okay, now that we get a closer look at the wing, it's actually significantly more pronounced than what I thought. So this is pretty impressive. This is very well done. If I were to pick a gripe, it's a very common one, but I would say it's the wheel hubs and the control arms for the landing gear. They have a little bit of that Lego look to them, but really not bad. It's sort of in between. And at the contrast to that, the tires are probably some of the most detailed I've seen yet. You've got the black, you've got the brown, you've got the wear of the leather or of the rubber, excuse me. The wheel chocks, I did not put that as how the aircraft starts, so obviously it's part of the aircraft, so I'm pretty impressed by that. So yeah, really not really many things to complain about with the external textures. I think it's absolutely beautifully done. So let's jump into the interior. So first thing right out of the gate, the external textures I think are absolutely fabulous. I really have no major complaints here. The weathering on the aircraft and the show of age is very, very well done. Everything from the wear and tear on the leading edge of the aircraft or the leading edge of the wings going all the way around here. You can see the weathering on the numbers and the emblem, the exhaust stains on the side of the fuselage, the nose cones torn up. She's really showing her age here. Okay, now that we get a closer look at the wing, it's actually significantly more pronounced than what I thought. So this is pretty impressive. This is very well done. If I were to pick a gripe, it's a very common one, but I would say it's the wheel hubs and the control arms for the landing gear. They have a little bit of that Lego look to them, but really not bad. It's sort of in between. And at the contrast to that, the tires are probably some of the most detailed I've seen yet. You've got the black, you've got the brown, you've got the wear of the leather or of the rubber, excuse me. The wheel chocks, I did not put that as how the aircraft starts, so obviously it's part of the aircraft, so I'm pretty impressed by that. So yeah, really not really many things to complain about with the external textures. I think it's absolutely beautifully done. So let's jump into the interior. For today's flight, I'm just going to use the auto start here, so let's go ahead and see how it sounds. Alright, so inside the cockpit with the canopy closed sounds great. Right off the bat with the engine start, I felt I felt like the prop should have had a bit more rotation before it just fired up, but I could be wrong. You know, I don't know this aircraft from that detailed of a historical standpoint, so for all I know, it really did fire up like that. Let's see what the dynamic sounds are like. Let's open the canopy. Okay, dynamic sounds, very well done, much louder. I did like that, and it almost felt like it got louder as the canopy rolled back. So that's really well done. Good. No complaints here. I think it's fantastic. So let's start setting up for takeoff. For takeoff, we're going to trim up about 5 degrees here. 4.5. It's what I found to be the sweet spot with most. I found that to be the sweet spot with Corsair and the Spitfire, so I'm just sticking with it here. And then, let's see here, it's going to be, we want right rudder. And again, about 4 degrees, 4 to 5 degrees. All right. So let's go ahead and, oh, okay, so something a little weird there. We have an engine running, but according to this, no fuel tank selected. Let's see what we got here. On gauges, looks like landing gear indicators, flaps indicators, fuel gauge, 50% fuel on board, airspeed, miles per hour, clock. I don't know what that one is. I can't see what that one is. I don't know what that is. I'll have to look at that later. Amp meter, side slip indicator, compass, altimeter, looks like another compass standby maybe, ADI, vertical velocity indicator, coolant temperature, carburetor temperature, manifold pressure, oil pressure, I would imagine oil temp, fuel in pounds, hydraulic pressure, RPM. Alright, not too bad. Alright, let's go ahead and get out of here. Oh. Looks like you released the parking brake. Watch your head. Go ahead and close that canopy. All right, slowly advancing. We're going to go to 41 inches of manifold pressure. A little aft on the stick, pressure on the tail wheel. Coming forward on the tail wheel. Oh, there comes our right rudder. Come on, baby. No. You knock it off. Ooh, all right, let's dance it. Dance in the rudders. Ah, come on, baby. Looking for 115. Close enough. Let's go wheels up. Come on, baby. Lift up. All right, gear coming up. Start trimming nose high. Alright, so now to talk about how she flies. This thing so far is very busy. It's a very busy plane. Constantly on the trim. And you know what? Let's gotta do a couple things here. Let's pull manifold or the RPMs back to about 2600 according to the guide. And we want about 3300. I really need to get some controls mapped here. A little low on the prop, but that's alright. I'm not going to mess with it too much. Alright, so let's see how she responds here. So trimming. This is hands-free controls. You can see the way she's bouncing and rocking to the environmental effects. Rudder input only. Seems to have a pretty decent flight model. Let's back this out a little bit. There we go. Rapid rotation. Maximum control input. So not too bad at all. Not too bad. So definitely a lot of fun to fly. Again, very busy. You're going to be on the controls a lot. Let's go ahead and do the ultimate test with any of these aircraft and see if I can land one without breaking it. So I'll be right back with you guys and we'll take a look at the approach. Alright, so we got our runway just back over there. Start pulling the power off, see what it takes to slow one of these things down. Like I said, just constant trim, constant trim. Let's get that prop back up to full. See what happens when we add first stage flaps here. Oops. There we go. Let's go flaps 2. Slowing pretty fast. Oh, gear came down, okay. Alright, so we're at 100 miles an hour, descending pretty quick. I'm going to add some power back on. Again, tons of trim. Really having to bring that nose up at slower speeds. A little low. Gosh, that trim just changes so fast. It's got his full flaps on board now. Power at idle since we're cooking. Well, let's bring it back up a bit. Come on, baby. Oof. Come on, honey. Ooh, not good. Not good. I have like no control here. I think she just got way too slow. Alright, we're going to go around. That was a terrible approach. Flaps too. Ooh, that was scary. I wasn't sure we were going to come out of that one. Mercy. Okay. So, let's bring it around again. So, the landings are definitely challenging, I can tell you that much. You let that thing get below 80 miles an hour and you just lose all control authority. Like, just literally everything. The aircraft went dead. Couldn't turn it, couldn't rock it. Ailerons were almost useless. Definitely, I think, the toughest of the Warbirds that I've flown yet. Although landing the Spitfire was... Well, no. Landing the Spitfire wasn't too bad. It was controlling it in that land. Getting it to stop. Alright, so gear coming down again. That definitely puts a ton of drag on the aircraft. I'm going to go with just flaps 3 on this. Oh, wrong direction. Alright, so we're at flaps 3 now. Looking like a better approach. That last one was pretty rough. And then you can see the wind just kicking us around, man. Making it really difficult. Come on, baby. Alright. Flaps full. Oof. Alright, not too bad. No, 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 no. Come on. Come on. Dance the rudders. Dance the rudders. No, 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 no. Uh-oh. Not good, guys. Oh, I've lost it. Oh, I've lost it. Ooh. Okay. Well, any landing you can walk away from, right? That was different. Okay, so landing's done. Let's talk about final thoughts on this aircraft. All right, so final thoughts here. This aircraft is extremely challenging. It's got some weird quirks with it that I don't know are legitimate or not. I can't decide how much of the bouncing around and jerking around is the aircraft and how much of it is the environment. I don't feel like I had the weather settings. Oof, gosh. How much of that was the weather settings and how much of that is just maybe some finer or some refinement that's needed in some of the aircraft controls. I did actually like the way the aircraft spun out here in just a second. I think that's probably fairly realistic. I kicked that left rudder hard over. And it makes me wonder if, sort of like you can do, jackknife a trailer, I'm sort of wondering if that's what I did with the tail wheel. Doesn't really show it here, but it sort of makes me wonder if maybe that was something that was simulated there, because I don't think it should have gone quite as dramatic as it did here. That was kind of weird. And again, so I don't know how much of this is things that need to be adjusted on the aircraft portion. Now, let's talk about the price. The price is 27 and change US dollars. I think it's worth it. I really do, especially if they continue to update it, which I'm sure they're planning to. The minor graphical issues that I had inside the cockpit, don't mind the wheels still turning. It's because of the recording software that I'm using. If I, for example, turn that off, there we go. Just stop the aircraft here. There's the replay software, sorry. I do like that. Engine's off, wheel checks automatically apply. That's kind of cool. Never mind that, I'm in the middle of the field. We won't talk about that. But I absolutely think it's worth it. I think you guys are going to have a great time with it. If you've enjoyed the Spitfire, if you've enjoyed the Corsair, I absolutely think that this is an aircraft that you would enjoy. It's a lot of fun. Like I said, I still think my preference, honestly, if you guys want my comparison of the three, the Corsair is still my favorite. It still wins it for me. But I don't know how much of that is because it was always one of my favorites as a kid, and how much of that is because it's genuinely a better aircraft. I really don't know. But anyway, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you guys enjoyed this, if you guys have this aircraft, what your thoughts on it are, especially if you have a comparison to offer to the other Warbirds that are currently offered in Microsoft Flight Simulator. And as always, guys, have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I will see you guys in the next one.